Okay, today I'm gonna do a little video showing you guys about these '01 through '05 Honda Civic air conditioning compressor air conditioning issue. Basically, this is the second car I've came across that had this problem. You would let's say your air conditioner, the car is cold, you fire it up first time for the day, turn the AC on, it works fine like it's supposed to. It's blowing cold, the compressor's turned on and spinning properly. But as soon as you get to driving it down the road, you know, you get a mile or two down the road, you notice that the air is not blowing cold out the vents anymore. It's hot air. And you know, your light and everything, your AC light is on, and everything's like it's supposed to be. Even the condenser fans are turning and everything, but your compressor itself is not running. Basically, what I've found is that even though the system is fully charged with 134A coolant or refrigerant, what it is the compressor clutch itself gets wore down. And when the compressor engages, these clutch, it's got about 6 different prongs that go in and engage the compressor, so the compressor kicks on and engages. And over time, these cars get a couple 100,000 miles on them. That compressor is gonna, or the clutch is gonna wear, and it's not gonna want to grab anymore, so it disengages the clutch. Basically, I found a little way, it's a little hack I figured out too. It don't cost any money or nothing to fix this little issue without having to go buy you a new clutch or buy you a new compressor. All you're gonna do is take your 14 millimeter, stick it on that nut right there, take that sumbitch off, and this clutch assembly piece pulls off there, like so. It's got little grooves in there. And what you're left with is, see all these little circles? These actually are what engages the clutch on your air conditioning compressor. It presses in, and these poke out and catch on the compressor and those grooves right there. It actually turns the AC compressor on. So obviously this metal gets wore down and it engages, but it's not catching enough. So what I did, as you can tell, I took a grinder and just grinded down the base of this clutch right here, so that way it would, when I bolt it down right there up here against the bearing, when I bolt it down, it's going to sit down just a hair deeper. Instead of it being backed out, it's going to sit down a little more. It's pretty simple. All you got to do is take it, put it on a table or something, take you a grinder. You don't want to grind too much like I did the first time. This is the first one I've done like this. I ended up grinding about I don't know, way too much off. You just take your angle grinder and grind on it. I would say about the thickness of a quarter or something, or a penny. But grind that much off. See, this one ain't even perfect. It ain't got to be perfect. You just grind a little bit of the material off, so that way this clutch will catch. And then you stick it back on there and tighten it back down. Now, I screwed up this one and took too much material off. So what happened was, every time you turn the car on, the compressor's engaged. You don't want that, even with the air conditioner turned off. When I start the car, the compressor's spinning. That's no good. If you happen to do that, it's not the end of the world. All you gotta do is get you a washer. I happened to just find this old lock washer in a bin of mine. You know, it's about the thickness of a, you know, a dime or something. Because I took that, you know, too much material off. Just stick it on right there on that shaft where that bearing is, and put your clutch back on there. Make sure you get it in the grooves. Press it back on, and then put your nut back on there. See if we can get it tightened back up here. You don't want to hammer that thing down too much. And it's spinning freely. It's not making a metallic sound. It's not rubbing against the actual compressor. You want it to spin freely like that. So now let's give it a shot. See what happens. See, you don't hear it. You don't hear no noise. It's not spinning. It's not rubbing any. The metal's not just barely rubbing. That's what you want right there. You want it to not be spinning. So let's turn the air conditioner on and see what happens. Got it on. Spinning. The compressor's working like it's supposed to now. It's not making any funny noises or nothing. Now, we're gonna rev it up about 3,000 or 4,000 RPMs to get that compressor to kick off like it's supposed to. And see if it cuts back on. If this thing cuts back on like it's supposed to, then we fix the problem. Give it a little bit of rev, if I can get it. It's cutting off and cutting back on like it's supposed to. That's your cheap fix right there. You don't have to save you a couple $100 from buying you a new compressor. And your AC's nice and cold now, like it's supposed to be. So if you have your 01, 02, 03, 04, 05 Civic, and your air conditioning is cutting out on you after you're driving it a little while on the highway, driving it down the road, and you've already checked your Freon and everything's good. You can check this before you do anything. Just take your tire off. Might have to move your inner fender well out of the way. Take you a hammer with the car running. Start the car up. Turn the AC on. When the AC compressor cuts off, you know, rev it up a little bit with it running. The AC compressor will kick on. When you rev the car up, if the AC compressor is going to kick off, if it doesn't come back on, the AC compressor just stays off. It's not spinning. Take you a hammer or something with the bottom of the hammer. Just tap on it like that. Tap on it a few times. If that thing starts, if it engages, then you know that's your problem. That's what it is. It's not catching. It's not engaging. That's all you got to do. And that's just a cheap little fix, little hack I figured out. And I know this is the second Civic that I've had an issue with this on, and I'm sure there's a bunch more out there that's the same thing. And this take care of it without having to spend any money. So, but like I said, if you guys have any questions, drop me a comment, and I'll see if I can help you guys out fixing these things. Yeah, that's it. All right, guys, thanks. Have a good one.